Chris Brown's out of jail now.
I'm sorry, but can we talk about how dumb you have to be as a person to fly to a country of like
Please stop throwing shade on Chris Brown.
that's like one contention in this friendship. I don't understand why you still like a woman.
No.
I never told you this before, but I have to be honest.
No.
What are we doing, Priyanka? It's 2025.
That's rude because I have views on that. That means you think someone can consistently be a woman beater, not change and evolve and be better and do better.
No. I feel like he's done it multiple times to multiple women. Like there's been allegedly. But are we not taught to believe the victims? I don't know. It's a weird one because I also grew up really liking him and his music and thinking he is already fine. But I don't know how I feel about it.
I find him attractive. I hope he's not beating a woman. That makes me very sad if he is. And if he's doing it now, then yeah, I won't go for another concert.
Okay, but then do you not find that it was stupid what he did to go to the UK just to get locked up?
Yeah, no.
That was like full on delusional.
I don't think he knew.
No, they did know because I think they rejected the UK visa at one point. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to allow him into the country. So I missed the whole part where he actually like released shows and was entering or got permission to enter. Maybe they just it seems like they just baited him to come in. But
well, he's out now.
There's a complete diversion to what we need to speak about, but okay. So we're speaking about the roller coaster that is our 20s.
Yes.
And I feel like it was a difficult one for me because I wanted to obviously have some talking points in my head ready so I don't forget things. But I don't know if it's like the same thing with you. I feel like I blocked out a part of my 20s. So it took me like really to sit down and be like, what was I doing when I was actually 20 or entering my 20s, like the earlier years? Because I honestly can't remember. And I don't even have like a memory of who that person was, which made me sad in a way. But I don't know how you feel about it.
I think I remember a lot of my 20s. I think a lot of my identity I like discovered in my early 20s.
Early 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think I spoke about it in the last podcast where I came into my personality a lot because I was very like shy and withdrawn in school itself. But I think the group of friends that I had and then moving away from home in university and having like that freedom really brought me into my own. And I wouldn't like change that for anything. But there are some questionable decisions.
Aren't they?
And life choices that I've made
in our 20s, for sure.
That I want to say regret, but then I feel like it wouldn't have brought me to where I am today.
That's how I feel about it as well.
But then parts of me feels like I could have gotten to this stage sooner if I did certain things like better. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. But I think that's part of the whole experience,
journey,
right, of your 20s is like you figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And just thinking about the pressure there is, like from the jump from matric into university, and there's all this outside noise and societal pressure of what it is that we need to study.
My stomach is making noise because I had to go.
Are you hungry?
You know we didn't have breakfast this morning because we're late. Okay, it's fine. I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear it.
The mic couldn't catch my stomach. It's fine.
Oh my god. No, but it's fine. About the societal pressure of figuring out what it is you need to study because you have like this, I don't know, like this idealistic life you think you're going to live once you are qualified, have a job, start a family. And I think there's so much of pressure we put on the kids coming out of matric going into university. And I think, I don't know about you, but I make a conscious effort when I do speak to people that are in that matric journey
Yes.
to always constantly remind them that it's not the end of the world. Because I feel like in that moment, especially with Indian people, there were like random people that I didn't speak to for like years that would call my parents, be like, oh, how is Julia? And how did she do? And for the paper part was the worst part
Yeah.
because nobody has the same surname as me.
Ah.
So like the Mudleys and the Naidus all could like hide away.
Yes.
Mine, like you couldn't. There's
Yeah.
no one else
I think
that's
I have
not
the same
yes,
issue.
that's not
Yeah.
related to me. That's not going to know that that is me. So literally the whole world is looking at your results. But I think just to like tone it down on what we're doing, especially like in the Indian community. Like, yes, you want to do your best, give off your best. And if your best is looks like 70% or your
Yes.
best looks like 65%,
Yes.
then it is what it is. Like, because people end up committing suicide and like doing all of these like really detrimental things, which I feel like we as a society and like as an Indian community need to do better around that conversation.
School is a touchy topic for me because I don't feel like I enjoyed school. Like anybody who's close to me and who I have conversations with, like I hated school so much. I think, like I said, university was so amazing for me. Even though a lot of people would say university is like more difficult. There's a lot of stuff you need to navigate. Like you do a couple modules, but it's like it's crazy. And I feel like in school there was like you're saying in the Indian community where you'd hear like relatives put so much of pressure on like, oh, how many A's? How many A's did you get? And now I think like, what has that got to do
With anything.
with anything and with who I am today? I do get the pressure that like our parents and our grandparents had to deal with, and I guess their trauma is sort of like, I need my kid to do the best because they need to get a job because I can't support them like forever or whatever. So I get the pressure.
That's a good perspective. I didn't think about it like that.
But you're then putting that pressure on the next generation. And I think now, even though like the middle class is growing, we still feel that pressure with kids, and we see that pressure with kids because it's like you can't study maybe what you'd want to because you should be studying what is going to get you the most money
or that is acceptable to society to have the status of doctor or chartered accountant or lawyer or advocate, like
exactly.
And I feel like why I wanted to start on that is because I feel your whole like learning journey and getting out of school into university, I feel like you lose so much of yourself trying to convince yourself that this is the best path for me. And I don't feel like anyone ever takes a moment to sit back and be like, okay, but what is it that I actually want? How do I see my life? Then again, I don't think maybe you have that perspective when you're much younger. But for me, I really feel blessed in that sense because my parents didn't create any sort of pressure for me to be anything that they wanted me to be. And I feel like I was such an unhinged child because I left school and I was like, I'm going to be a sports journalist. That's like, I know this for sure. I'm doing this as my passion. Nobody can tell me anything. I don't care if I'm going to make money. So my parents supported that dream like 100%.
Yes.
With like sending me overseas to get experience, doing all of that jazz. And I know that I'm in a very privileged position, especially in an Indian community, to get that sort of freedom that not everyone else gets. But how did you feel like when choosing your degree?
So I will say quote unquote, was not like the smartest kid in school. Okay. Which contrary does not, like I said, determine your success
Define
in
you.
corporate or the work environment, because you could be a straight A student and really not make it in that sort
And
of
you can be a
environment.
complete dropout and run like
Exactly.
a really successful
business or
which
become
I
an
know a
entrepreneur.
few people
Exactly.
that, yeah.
And so school was always daunting for me because it's like I tried my best, or what I thought was my best, but it wasn't like good enough to like for you to become a doctor. But now in hindsight, I'm like, I would be a freaking great doctor, or I would actually be great in anything that I put my mind to. But we were like boxed.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wouldn't blame like my parents, because they were always very supportive as well, but very strict. So there was always like that fear
Of letting them down.
of letting them down. And it's like you start questioning yourself from such a young age, because I think like in primary school, even in high school, we're kids. And it's like this pressure of, I don't want to disappoint my parents. And if I disappoint them and I don't give them the grades that they want, then there's something wrong with me. And it's not the case. It's really, really not the case. Like you could, like you're saying, you could fail. There's this, I know you say TikTok, you can't learn things from, but like there's this, I can't get her name now. It's completely over my head, but she failed maths.
Okay.
I think she got like 16% in maths, but she studied now to become a lawyer, and she's doing like a course, or she's speaking at Harvard.
Oh, I did see.
Did you
It's
see
an
her?
Indian. It's an Indian girl.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, how amazing is that story?
Oh, really, it is.
And it's like that hope is sort of lost. There's a lot of talk of like, oh, your matric results follow you everywhere.
No, it doesn't.
And
No,
it's final. What's on the report card is final. Like you can't. And I'm like, for you to make such big decisions, and I think so. I finished. Another thing that why I hated school is I was 16 most of my matric year.
Okay.
Because I went to school early.
Okay.
And then I turned 17.
Out of the overachieving from back then.
But now you see, I wouldn't be considered an overachiever in school. Although that's me and that's my personality.
100%.
And you know that
Yes.
from the work environment. But I just was not, I think, groomed properly in that space. Because even in a classroom, you just have to go to the pace of the smartest kid, I guess. Nobody takes the time
to nurture
you. And then it's like, oh, if you're not getting it in a couple weeks, then there's something wrong with you. Like,
that's one of that. I feel like really grateful for being in an Indian school.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was one of the benefits of going to a public school and an Indian school in an Indian community. Because the teachers that I had rather, were like so caring about you as an individual, and really took the time to nurture your ability and to see you flourish like individually. Like the attention to detail you got, it was like almost like a mother-daughter or mother-son, or like father-son, father-daughter relationships that the teachers had with us in school. So I'm like really grateful that I got to experience that, because I don't know what I would do in a private school. Oh, no, don't do it.
Okay, it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think that's a nice, like, environment to be in. In my case in high school, so I went to 2 primary schools and 2 high schools. So I changed a lot.
Were you not in Parkside like throughout?
No. That was also a tricky one, because my mom moved me from grade 9 to grade 10. I went to my new high school. And how they worked in that school is they worked in advance. So in
Oh, yes, they like basically like prep you for
Yes.
the actual matric exams, right?
So in grade 10, when I went there, they were already doing like a lot of like the grade 11 work,
Oh,
like because the
shoot.
foundation was already set
Reset.
in grade 8 and
Yeah,
grade
yeah, yeah.
9. So when I went in, we were not doing like basic math or basic anything, and I struggled. Like I struggled so much, but I think I was able to catch up. Um,
This is like Rory moving.
yeah. Like I was able to catch up in matric because we did matric twice. It was like
Okay.
our matric year was more like a revision year for
Oh,
us.
wow.
So like I really, really worked hard, and it's like we went to school, we went to tuition. It was like everything. And then we also had Saturday classes at the school that we went to because it was
Like all the time
Yeah.
from grade 10.
from I think it was I can't remember. I think it was grade 11 and grade 12 that we had Saturday classes.
Oh my God.
If not grade 10 as
Oh
well.
my God. Okay.
Yes. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I just,
Help.
like, it just, I was like, this is not for me.
Mm.
And I didn't feel, and I know we spoke about the schooling system,
Mm.
but I feel like the schooling system, and
Sets you up
like,
for
put me
failure.
on a stake, just preps you to become a worker, to be an employee. And if you have the ambition and the drive when you come out of it and the open-mindedness to try something different, then you'll go that route.
Yeah.
But like nobody like preps you in school for being an entrepreneur or doing your taxes or like the basic things.
Buying your first house.
Exactly.
Changing a tire.
Or your first car or any of that stuff. And that's what you need to survive. Like you basically figure all that shit out on your own. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I wanted to touch on this before we get into the 20s part because I feel like the foundation is almost set. Like your insecurities already there. Whatever like experiences, whether negative or positive, you had in high school, like are taken with you into your 20s. So like you're transitioning from a kid into an adult, and you really have like these unconscious thoughts and maybe negative and positive things about yourself, wanting to seem that you have everything together.
Yeah.
And oh God, my 20s were humbling. My 20s was so humbling. Like the beginning of it, I think because I moved out of home the first year of university, it was like a very rude awakening.
Right.
Um,
Wait, so you moved, like it was your first, like
yes.
you were like out the first year.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the things I made my parents do, like I look back and I'm just like, wow. Because now to have that pressure as somebody that wants to become a mother,
Yeah.
like my parents, wow. Yeah, so I moved to Stellenbosch thinking perception, you see, again.
Yes.
Thinking that, because I got a bursary, and thinking that, oh, I'm going to have like this, the best time ever, because everyone only says good things about Stellenbosch, like Klein Saturdag, and all of those things. That is what I'm going to live my best life. I hated every single minute of it. I was away from home. It was cold.
Yeah.
People were unfriendly. People were racist. I hated it. But it made me grow up like so quickly. It was it was a very humbling experience. Like I don't think any part of my university life was I ever like I don't think I enjoyed university.
Opposite to me. I
really
loved it.
didn't enjoy university. Like I know I had freedom and whatever to do. Like my parents were never strict growing up either.
Yeah.
But then I had freedom when I went to university. But like I was even chatting to my sister about this. I think the only time I used to bunk a lecture was to sleep. Or because it was cold.
Yeah.
Like I never ever went out and partied, or like I can count the number of times I went to a club like on one hand. It was not me. And even when I came back and then went to Wits, it was like just I need to get my assignments done. I need to study for exams. No, I don't think I made the best out of my university experience. And I think I was too fixated because I discovered later on in my 20s that for some reason I validate my existence or I seem to attach my self-worth to being an overachiever. So being like top of my class or getting like really good results or like, and I feel like I didn't give myself time in that like early university to like breathe and experience things for what it was. Because maybe you did that.
So I think my overachiever sort of tendencies, that beast got awoken in university because I was able to like juggle. Also, we all, I guess, bunk lectures and stuff. But like to an extent, like bunking your lectures, but still doing well and still partying and still doing well. Where like in school, you were just like, so you'd like navigate that whole thing on your own. And then even my honors, so just like fast forward a little, I paid for my honors myself while I worked. So that I also did really well in because I think it was the pressure of like, I need to get this done because like...
But also it's like a high because even my honors at Wits, they give up a postgraduate merit award.
Yes.
So they pay for your honors and then you have to do like tuts and stuff.
Yes.
And then they give you a stipend. But it's almost like once you realize that you're actually smart.
Yes.
I'm like, oh damn, I have that potential. It's almost like a drug that you keep chasing that high.
Yes.
But
that I brought into my work, my working career. And when I started to also excel at work, I could not get off that high of like I am, and we were. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. We were.
We still are.
We still are. But how we manage it
is different. Yes.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's both a blessing, but it's so detrimental in your 20s when you're figuring out who it is that you really are. Yeah. Because once you hit that peak of, oh, you're now paying for yourself through honors, like you're really smart, you're getting A's in university, and then you start applying for jobs. I'm sorry to regret to inform you. No. Regret to inform you. No. That was my first taste of failure.
Yes, being rejected for jobs.
And not one rejection, not like two, like I think I got rejected maybe about 15 or 20 times.
I probably got rejected like hundreds of times.
For every internship, for every graduate, whatever.
You don't meet the criteria, or you're not what we're looking for at this time. And you're like, what's wrong with me?
Yes, I've done everything right to this point, but I can't get a job. And then you're like, oh, you think of always that one person, that never worked or like couldn't get a job.
Yes.
And then you're like, am I going to turn out
to be like that?
Like, am I never going to get a job? So, I don't know. It's a very scary thing to meet failure. But I also feel like my biggest lessons and the moments that taught me the most about myself are in the moments that I failed.
Yes.
And failed, I think, badly at some things.
I think that's like a key lesson for me from my 20s is that we look at failure as something that is not good, but it's literally like the best thing that you could go through is failing at something because that's where you grow.
100%.
And I think also coming back to like a brown community, it's like you shouldn't fail. You should never see like the bottom of what this looks like. But my partner and I often talk about it, or like I think you and I also talk about it often, where it's like there's certain inventions like that came into play because someone screwed it up. Like the over mixing of like milk or like to create like all these different things or like a burnt butter sort of syrup or sauce or whatever. Like those things come from us taking it too far and maybe considering it like a failure, but something new was born and something new was invented from that failure. And I really wish we were taught that more, not to fear failing. Because when you fail, it doesn't mean that you are a failure.
Yeah.
You get stronger from that and you grow from that. But yeah, that's something that I really, really wish I knew sooner or that I learned sooner, because I think it would have changed my perspective and how harsh maybe I was on myself throughout like my schooling career. But going back to university, I had a ball. I had a freaking ball. Look, it was tough not being at home.
Yeah.
I stayed in like less than desirable places and accommodation. Like, I kid you not.
Oh, because you were in Peter Marisburg,
I was in
right?
Peter Marisburg, and I
don't know what what vibe there is in Peter Marisburg, if any. And that's no disrespect, because
You're from
I'm
there.
from there, but
it was just not what I was used to. And I think moving out of home, I will never forget, like, the first time my mom and dad dropped me off there. Like, when they drove away.
Oh, that sinking feeling. Like, I miss
burst
my parents.
into tears. Like, I was crying uncontrollably.
That's what happened
Not
to me
that
as
they
well.
abandoned
Yes,
me.
but it feels
Yes,
like that.
Yes, like you on your own.
Yes, it does feel like
And
that.
It took me a while to like get used to it, and then I know when my parents then moved to Johannesburg and I was left there, I tried like everything. I was like, no, I want to come to Joburg, like I want to, and like be with my parents, and I want to be with my family. But then it was the notion of like, oh, you need to swap, do your credits like transfer over, will you need to do another year? And again, there's people in my family who are like, oh, you chose this degree, so stay with this degree. You must not like, try something new, like finish it. You chose it, finish it. But that is such a backward way of thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I should be able to try something, realize it's not for me, try something else, go back to that and figure myself out at that age. I shouldn't feel like I need to be stuck in a
and
degree.
have everything figured out
Exactly.
in your early 20s.
Because like I was willing to change my degree just to be with my family.
Wow.
And I ended up staying. But I am grateful for that, because I met really important people in my life at the time, whether they're still in my life or not. I think that they were pivotal to my journey and bringing out like me and my personality. So I think I'll always be grateful for that. But like, yeah, I had a good group of, I was only friends with guys.
Oh, me too.
Mostly, weirdly enough.
Me
I
as
think
well.
it was like 1 or 2 girlfriends that I had. But I just noticed like me, and I was in a love club, and it was me and just I think like 4 other guys, and like we were just chill together. It was just a vibe. Like,
I battled. I really, really struggled with female relationships.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, because I don't know if it's like too high maintenance sometimes. Because I think that's one of the reasons why our relationship works so well. Like, if I ignore you, you're not going to get in your feelings and be like, why did you not text me back? It's been 2 days. You didn't call me. Don't you value? Like, me, and you accept me for like, okay, she's not going to respond to my text like right away. She may not even answer my call. By the way, Priyanka forwards me to voicemail a lot of the times.
No, that's not true. That was once.
Multiple times. And I've done it to her to be petty as well, and I phone her back 5 minutes later. But I feel like I just always had a better relationship with guys, because it was like less maintenance, if I could say, and there was more things to talk about, like sport related, or what I think our conversations always centered around sport, because I was very
Oh no, I'm
bit of a
not a
hooligan.
sports girly.
A bit of a hooligan, but
That's really cool that you
I never had. I did have girls as friends, but I don't ever think it was to the level of this friendship.
Is
Not
it?
being like gay or anything, but
You.
to have
want
someone
to
that I
marry
trusted.
me?
If you are a man, I want. But to trust someone, the way I trust you, because I've never trusted someone this much apart from my sister. So I think I battled with that as well. And I think just guys were easier. So I don't know why I never had girls as friends.
Do you regret that?
No, I don't think so. I think I always will be a girl's girl. But I do think sometimes girls can be really, can I swear?
You can swear.
Girls can be really bitchy.
Yeah.
And I struggled in my first 2 years of school because I got bullied a lot. For like my appearance, how I spoke, wanting to be around boys, like as friends. Then I was like, oh, Yulia's always with guys. You know, like all the not so nice things that gets. So I don't think I regret not have. I did have girls as friends, but I don't ever think it was like ride or die relationship.
I agree. I think I agree with you with that. I never had guys as friends growing up until university, but I was also bullied heavily in primary school and in high school. And in high school, it's like, it's weird now because sometimes the thought might like cross your mind. Not that it like bothers you, but I'm like, I can't believe that I had to go through that, or that someone would do that to another person. So like I struggled with eczema, and I told you like it was really, really rough for me in school because my skin was always raw from it, and I would try to hide it. And so my mom would never encourage like the waxing or the shaving earlier on because like it was only going to damage my skin more, and she was scared of that, and I thank her so much for it. But back then I'm like, oh, why can't you just let me shave my legs or wax my legs or like let me do my upper lip? But she's like, it's because you're going to break out and I need to find the best way for you to do this. And I don't feel like now is the time. And I got bullied for that because everyone else, I think out of grade 7, was shaving.
Yes.
And my mother's like, are you a big lady? Like, what are you trying to do? That you want to shave all these body parts of yours? like, what's happening? And, I'm going to put that down. And so I got bullied for it. Girls actually gave me used razors in a gift bag for my birthday.
No, Priyanka.
Yeah. And that was because, I'll tell you why, they didn't like me because something happened with the guy that I liked at the time and another girl. And like I just became like a target from that. And they used like,
oh my God,
these sort of things to bully me. And I can't, like to date, I can't understand like what I did to deserve that. But then I also became ugly because like I would retaliate because I'm like, why are you doing this to me? So like I'd swear them or I'd be like, you.
Oh, lucky because I was dead ass while looking at the camera. Like, if you know, you are the one that gave my friend used razors. I am the one that uses hands in this friendship. Like, I am equal parts of healed and unhinged. I've like already said this.
But that's the thing, like
that
now.
Is so, no.
No, it's so ugly to do that to someone. But now as an adult, I'm like, don't try that shit with me. Like, do not try that shit with me. Because then I'm like, I almost want to protect
this, like the baby you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why did I even allow that to happen to me?
My God, that made my heart so sad.
Yeah.
I got bullied for my the color of my skin because I was apparently too dark. I feel like it's a running theme in my life, whether it was like said as a joke earlier on where people called me Blackie, or whether it was in school, people telling my boyfriend then that like he downgraded because the girl he used to date was like your complexion, and then he started dating me. And the subconsciously, like, you know, you're not supposed to care about it.
Yes.
But because it's such a running theme of being color conscious. It really impacted how I saw myself. And I think I carried that through most of high school, most of my 20s. I think it's only like in the last couple years that I actually look at myself like, oh, you're not that dark. Like,
what does it matter?
Because when they said that, I thought I was like, like, you know, like just, like I had this picture in my head. And I think that's also one of the, now that I like think back about it, like why I struggle so much with the first photo shoot and like why I struggle with the concept of this like podcast stuff. I think when I was young, I didn't want to be seen.
Yes.
And now that it's like photo shoot, podcast, is like I'm always in the spotlight, which makes me really uncomfortable. But I think it's all that subconscious things that you've been fed.
Yes.
Like throughout that journey of like high school, primary school, whatever the case may be, into your 20s. And to turn the conversation now into the things you had to unlearn.
Yeah.
Because I think it's only, like I said, in the last 3 years, and I'm approaching 3-0 at the end of this year. But you don't actually know yourself. Well, for me, I don't know. I think I'm still figuring out who I really am. Because a simple thing like, what do I actually like to do? Or what is my favorite flowers? I always thought it was lilies, but it's not.
What is it?
I completely gaslit myself to think it was lilies. Because maybe I saw it somewhere or heard it somewhere. But it's hydrangeas. Because my granny had them in her garden. And I love them. That's my favorite flower. But it's simple things like that. Like, what do I actually enjoy? Like, do I like painting? Do I like going to the museum? What, like, you know, you'd still, I feel like you have to invest so much into yourself to know who you are before you can have the confidence to put up boundaries and have so much confidence in yourself and who you are that you can, when somebody tells you something, you have the ability to be like, that's not me.
Yes. But then at what stage did you feel that figuring out who you were was not being influenced by people around you? Because, like, I'll give you an example. In school, like my household, we were like playing Bollywood music. Like I understand Hindi and I understand Tamil because that's all. I used to watch Hindi and Tamil movies
all the
time. I was like, I'm gonna be Kareena Kapoor and I'm gonna go to Bollywood and like this is gonna be my life. So, like, I knew all these Indian songs, like from Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham and like all these movies. Yes, and then I came to school, and like nobody like talks about it or nobody. And then when we used to go on excursions, it was the first time, I don't know where we were going. I think it was grade 6 or grade 7. And they were playing Akon.
Oh, no, I remember this on the bus.
Yes. And I'm like,
grade 7. I'm like, that was grade 7.
Who is this? What is this? How does it, and I think it was like Smack That or something.
In grade 7.
Yes.
We are listening to sport. How old were we? Not even 13.
Yes.
No. So as we approaching 3, well, I'm like already at the knock knock door.
I still have a few.
You have like a
little bit.
Buffer.
Yes.
What would you say are your key takeaways or lessons from your 20s?
I think it's tough because there's so many, but I feel like there's like very like key or important ones. I think I would say one of them is that you don't have to have it all figured out. Like your 20s is really not the time for you to figure it all out. The second thing is, I think it links to that part of it, is that we feel the pressure to find love. Like, you need to find love, and you need to, like, be in a relationship, and you need to be committed. Like, no, date a couple of guys, like, see how it feels, see how it works, because it's like you already get pressured, and it's by your peers or other people. Like, if you're dating this person, you need to be committed to them, they need to be your all. But if you're still trying to figure out yourself, why is that pressure there? Because that person might not actually be your person.
And most often, people we dated like in the early 20s will never ever turn out to be your person.
It's like, it's difficult, because if they don't evolve with you, in some cases it is. Like, I know some people marry their high school sweethearts, but it's not the case for everybody, and it's for you to be able to figure out that for yourself. But in order for you, I think we spoke about this, where there's this pressure to say, I need to find the right person. But when do we stop and say, am I the right person?
100%.
Because we need to be the right person. And if we can work on that rather than finding the right person, then the right person will come.
Because I think sometimes you have to be really lucky to find someone that gives you the space to figure out who you are while still being committed to you. It's not, that is a blessing.
Yes.
And you don't, personally, thinking about it, you should only be in a serious relationship in your latter 20s.
Yes.
Because then you know like who you are and what it is you want.
Yes.
So I think for me, my key lessons, in speaking maybe to people that are in their like early 20s, you do not need to validate your existence with other things. Like, you are enough all on your own.
Yes.
Without being a top performer, without having the best job, without, like, there is only one of you, and you need to invest more in a relationship with yourself and figure out what it is that you want, like, who are you to your core. Spend time with yourself, because I didn't do that. And especially with dating, I think earlier, you get so consumed in trying to become who your partner needs that earlier on, that you lose, or at least for me, you lose sight of who it is that you actually are. And then it's all of those unlearnings that need to happen later on in your 20s, which make it very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also us being able to be who we need.
Yeah.
For ourselves.
No, 100%.
I think that's a very important one. And I think one more from my side would be that everybody's definition of success looks and feels different. Not everybody wants what or thinks success is what you think it is. And I was also under the notion, and I think it's a lot of influence from the Western world, where you need like the 10 million rand car, the 20 million rand mansion, and you can have all of those things and be cuck unhappy.
Or cuck stupid.
Or cuck stupid, yes. Yes. Like, that does not determine
or define who you are as a person at all, which is also one of my learnings as well from my 20s, is perfection is so subjective.
Yes.
Like, you're trying to be perfect for who? On whose standards? And for what? Yeah, I feel like we put so much of pressure on ourselves for the 20s to seem and project to society or whoever it is that we're trying to impress. Like, oh, I have a stable job, I just bought this car. Like, no, like, figure out what it is that actually sets your soul on fire. And who you are to your core. And life naturally falls into place after that.
I agree.
And I think the biggest lesson for me is keeping grounded in my spirituality. I wish I kept that in my early 20s. Because like you, I think when you go to university and you get like a new group of friends, or people may not understand our religion or spiritual growth, you tend not to put as much effort into it. And I wish I really or had rather, because I think it creates such a stability and foundation for you to make the right decisions, for you to have the best experiences. So I would think whatever religion it is, to keep like God or whatever it is that you believe, like in the center, like a ground, like almost like your moral compass. But yeah, I think we're still figuring it out.
We're still figuring it out. We'll let you know lessons from our 30s. Next.
Okay, we're done.
Yay!